Let's bring in right now from Capitol Hill, Democratic representative from Illinois, Congressman Luis Gutierrez. Congressman, always great to talk to you.
Thank you, Joe.
Let's talk first about that question about the environment. What is a sensible middle? Why is it that this issue isn't resonating with Americans as much as it did, say, in 2005, 2006?
Look, I think that when they stripped the environmental protections last year, they lost a lot of support. I think we can do them both. Obviously, the labor movement wants the jobs. The environmentalists want to keep our environment. Each of them is doing their jobs. And can't we just reach a middle in which we can preserve America's pristine environment, and at the same time, it may cost a little more,
right,
but we will still achieve more energy independence. Let's pay a little more today, so that tomorrow we can have a better, more beautiful America for our children.
And let's talk about yesterday. The two issues that really dominated talk on Capitol Hill were Keystone and immigration. On the immigration issue, the president's going to unveil, I understand, a 10-point plan for his executive order. Republicans are talking about fighting it. What's a sensible middle there?
Well, here's what I think. The president should act in a bold manner, in a generous manner, and he should act quickly and swiftly. I've always said that the blessings of Thanksgiving should be bountiful this year for millions of immigrants that have been waiting for the Congress to act. Joe, you know that I stood with Paul Ryan in Chicago,
right,
with Judge Carter in San Antonio, and Congressman Valadao in Bakersfield. I stood with Republicans, and I kept, when they said, hey, you know, Luis, they all can't become citizens right away, I said, okay. When they said, you know, we have to do it in a peaceful manner, I said, okay. Every time we set the menu, every time we set the table, they walked away. And they keep talking about this poison well. Well, Joe, you want to know something? They kind of doubled down on poisoning the well.
Do you think on the Democratic side,
yes,
because Jose Diaz-Balart believes this and has said it repeatedly, that Democrats were hurt because the president didn't move faster on immigration reform before the election?
So look what happened. The president decided to make a political calculation. And he said, well, I'm going to delay what I've been saying. Okay, so June 30th of this year, the president got a call from Boehner. Boehner said, we're not moving on immigration reform. The president said, well, then I'm going to act, as I said I would, in the absence of any action of the Congress of the United States. He said he'd do it by the end of the summer. And then comes the end of the summer, he says, well, I'm going to wait till after the election. Well, guess what? You know what? You usually don't get good public policy, and what you get is a cynicism of the public when you put politics ahead of good public policy. So what did we get? We lost the Senate anyway, and infuriated, angered, disillusioned lots of voters that might well have come out to vote in Florida, in the Florida election, and in the Colorado election. Not to talk about other elections that might have been close. So here's what I say. Let's stop the politics, put it aside. The Republicans really doubled down during the election. You know, secure the border because the Mexicans are coming to take away our jobs and bringing crime. But not only that, they poisoned the well by winning elections to the Senate, by saying Ebola is also coming through, and ISIS. So they really poisoned that well. Let's move forward. And I say to my Republican colleagues, I'm ready to sit down at the table and work with you, and we still have time to do it, Joe.
All right.
Let's hope it works something out. Congressman Gutierrez on Capitol Hill, thank you so much.
Always a pleasure, guys, to be with you.
All right, we'll see you again soon. Still ahead on Morning Joe, actors John Lithgow and